Today I would like to discuss the safety or the minimum acceptable standards for the ladders and step ladders in a construction project. Let's begin. Minimum requirements. More one rules legal or contractual requirements shall always take precedence. Higher standards shall be adopted wherever practicable. Okay, so when we are dealing with the safety of our workers, we should always implement which is the best for them to make sure that they are safe. So we need to review the legal requirements of the host country that you are the host country that you are working, contractual requirements for the contracts and what is the requirements, and adjust your minimum acceptable standards accordingly, so that you are make sure that you are complying, and at the same time you are 100% that you are above the only with the legal requirements. You are higher than the legal requirements. Okay. The use of ladders and access equipment present a number of different risks to users, and it is important that these risks are managed correctly to reduce the potential for accident and injury. It is therefore of utmost importance that the ladder users and operatives are fully aware of how to use and handle access equipment correctly and safely. Okay. There is the three main classifications of the ladder: the class 1, class EN131 or European 131, and class 3. Each classification indicates that the safe working load that a ladder is designed to support. The table shows that three main ladder classifications. Class 1, the duty rating is 130 kilograms. Maximum static vertical load is 175 kilograms. This application is for industrial use. Class EN131, the duty rating is 115 kilograms and maximum static vertical load is 150 kilograms. This application is for commercial use. Okay. Class 3 is 95 kilograms duty rating, maximum static vertical load 125 kilogram. This application is for domestic use and must not be used in a construction site. Okay, so we are considering the use of class 1 for industrial applications. Commercial, we can only use for sometimes, like for example, for sometimes they are using it. Okay, then we can use commercial for replacement of bulb, for the some maintenance, but maintenance being done only once a year, or so we can use the commercial one. But I would recommend the class 1 because this is with heavy duty rating of 130 kilograms. Remember, we will assume that 100 kilograms per one persons, and then at least you have another 30 kilograms as factor of safety for your materials, etc. So I will recommend the class 1 for site use. Ladder minimum requirements. If there is a safer way of doing the job, do not use a ladder. Never overreach from a ladder. Alright? So if you can provide scaffolding for the job, better use the scaffolding rather than the ladder. Okay? And never overreach from the ladder, because when you overreach from the ladder, you will fall on the ladder. The ladder may slip because of out balance, and then you will fall from the ladder. Supervisor must do a daily free user check. Okay, looking for any defects, like for example the damaged rungs, styles, missing rubber feet, loose fittings, etc. Okay, so the supervisor must do it every day before he allow his worker to use it, and make sure that he know how to inspect those things. Supervisor must check ladders weekly and keep a record. Okay, so the free user check is different from weekly. Weekly meanings you are doing the comprehensive checks of your ladder. This is to identify that if your ladder is still in good condition or in bad condition. Remember, if you found that the ladder is damaged, immediately remove from service, tag, unsafe to use. Supervisor must give workers instruction on how to use ladder safely and make sure that they are followed. So if you are the supervisor, you need to observe your people if they are following the safe use of the ladder. Okay, no shortcut is happening, and if you found that they are doing the shortcut on using the ladder, okay, and this is not acceptable, stop it immediately. Supervisor must check floor surfaces are level, firm, and clean. This is very important. Remember that your ladder is sitting on the floor, so if your floor is not level, so you cannot make your ladder level, and if your floor is not firm, then there's a chance that it will sink, or your ladder will be sinking. And if your floor is not clean, your ladder may be slip, and if while using, so the people who are using the ladder will falling down from the ladder, from the collapse of your ladder. Any ladders in poor condition must be removed from site. As I said a while ago, if you found that your ladder is in bad or poor conditions, tag, unsafe to use, and remove from the service. Avoid electrical hazards. Look for overhead power lines before handling a ladder. Never use metal ladder near power lines. Okay, when you are using the ladder, don't lean the ladder on the cables or power lines, because especially if your ladder is made of aluminum, it is a very good conductor, so the user of the ladder will get the electrocutions, because usually the power lines is installed outdoor, so it was exposed from the heat, from the weather, 24/7, so you don't know if the insulation already cracked or damaged. So if the insulation already damaged, then there is a leak of electricity or the voltage from that damage, especially if there is a moist. Then if you are using the metal ladder, it will immediately cuts the electricity. So make sure that before you use the ladder, avoid such electrical hazards. Okay, step ladder requirements. So we have done the straight ladder. Now we will discuss the step ladder requirements. Do not use a step ladder if there is a safer way of doing the job. The same in the straight ladder. Do not use the step ladder if there is a safer way of doing the job. Like for example, you can do the job on the floor, then that is the safer way of doing the job. You avoid the working at height. Okay, or if you can do the job inside of the scaffolding, or you can build scaffolding for the job, don't use a step ladder, because a step ladder is not as stable as scaffolding. Okay, the supervisor must do the same thing. The supervisor must do a daily pre-user check, looking for any defects. Okay, such as damaged rungs, tiles, missing rubber feet, and loose fittings. So all must be checked. All parts of the step ladder must be checked, that if this is in good condition. Supervisor must check ladders weekly and keep a record for verifications for future reference. There must be enough space to fully open the step ladders. Okay, so it is very important that when you are before using the step ladder, you fully open its lock so that it will be stable. Okay, so you need enough space for the step ladder. The step ladder must be locked into its correct position using any locking devices intended locking devices. If it is multi-way design, it must be the right configurations for the job you are doing. Always follow the manufacturer's. It's very important. Manufacturer's manual. Verify how to use such step ladder so that you can avoid accident. Step ladder must rest on a firm and level base. If you are working outside, place a large flat board or any soft grounds to make a suitable base. Okay. The floor must be clean and non-slippery as discussed before on the straight ladder. If this is slippery, then your ladder may be unstable. And if you climb on it, it will collapse, it will trip, so you will fall from the ladder. So it's better always clean the area before you start. Never overreach the work sides from the step ladders. The same thing, if you overreach, the center of gravity will away from the stable center gravity, and then the step ladder will falling down the same together with you. All right. Okay, some photographs of the straight ladder. Ladder must be secured on the top and on the bottom, and with a minimum 1 meter from the top surface for the climber to use or serve as a handle. Okay, secure the ladder to the roof, or if you are using the ladder on the roof, and make sure that the inclinations of your ladder is minimum and is in 1:4 ratio, 4 vertical and 1 in horizontal. This is to make sure that when you are climbing on the ladder, your load is still on the center of gravity of the ladder. Okay, make sure the base of the ladder is level and secured to prevent side slip or kick out from the base. Make sure there is enough room to safely step off ladder and keep the area clear or equipment and material. So make sure that the entry to the ladder is clear, no material stored on it, including the exit of the ladder. Okay, use ladder with non-slip pit or spikes depending on the terrain. So you have a rubber shoe for slip resistant shoe for the ladder, so that this will contribute to the safety of the users. Check ladder is in good condition and strong enough for the job. So if you found that the ladder already bent, cracks, don't use it, because when you are using it, it will collapse immediately and you may fall on the ladder. Okay, this is in the right side. This is the example of the step ladder. The top cap, no climbing, standing. There are two types of step ladders. Another one is, I will show you the pictures. Top step, no climbing, standing. So when you are using step ladders on the top steps, don't stand on it. This is not designed up to that level. Front side rails, steps. Okay, spreaders. You know, you can see sometimes there are persons standing on the top cap. So this is not acceptable. Okay, make sure that the spreaders is fully extended so that the ladder is stable. Make sure that there is anti-slip or safety shoes on the feet of the ladders, step ladders. Okay, so all of these accessories should be intact, and the proper use of the ladder should be observed all the time, so that the ladder will never overlook the safety of the ladder. Okay, the last step, don't step on this, the last step, because the step ladder will be out of its safe center of gravity, and your step ladder may be falling down on the floor, including you, and you will get accident on it. Here is the podium ladder. Sometimes if you need to do the job a little bit longer, remember, using the ladder, I would suggest maximum of 12 minutes of using the ladder, because it's not intended for long and continuous works. Okay, so podium ladder, sometimes it will give extra safety for you, because there is edge protection and there is a stabilizer on both sides of the step ladders. Okay, so for this matter, you have at least a stable ladder for your works, that you can do the job a little bit longer than 15 minutes. Okay, so it is always better use safety for the ladder before you start. But if you can provide the safe working platform like scaffolding, then do it better, because the ladder is not so safe to use, especially if you are carrying materials, and especially if you are doing longer hours work. The ladder is not so safe, so I discourage to use the ladder, whatever it is type, for longer hour use. It is always better consider the scaffolding, stable scaffolding, than the ladder. But if you can do the job on the ground, it is always do the job on the ground, so that you avoid the working at height hazards.